Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I am your yarn host Jennifer and today is Monday. And on Monday we show you our makes for the past 7 days, give or take. Did I start to finish all these projects in 7 days? No. Matter of fact, this beautiful dress that I'm wearing took me about 3 weeks to finish, start to finish. But it is finished this week. And it is counting as a make, so we're going to start there, which is why I'm standing up. Because I got to stand up to show you it in its full and luscious glory. This is made with cotton sprout in the cotton sprout stripes from Maxim Yarns. In the colorways, this is 2 cakes worth, made a 3X/4X dress. Cake 1 I think is cream stripe, and cake 2, which is the bolder rainbow, is cloud stripe. You can purchase on the link on my channel if you want to replicate this dress. It is really similar to the Spring Fling t-shirt, except I made it long enough to be a dress, which was not my intention when I started it. But oh boy, is it a happy mistake. I can't quite back it up all the way to show you all the way to the bottom because there's a shelf right here and I will fall. But is this not gorgeous? Look at this. So I'm rocking the rainbow, guys. All right, let's lower ya and get down to business. So that is my finished object of the week. Hopefully that's not too low. There we go. That is my first finished object of the week. This week has been, I made a lot, and here's the thing. Amigurumi don't take very long. Let me turn off my ringer. Because Mr. Cinnamon has not yet called me today and is guaranteed he will call when I'm recording. Because that's just how that goes. I am drinking both Dr. Pepper, both Disney cups, and I'm drinking water because both are important to me. I'm drinking the Dr. Pepper for the caffeine because I got a real bad headache. And I'm drinking the water because I have not been drinking water all week and my body is screaming drink water. So, with that. It's a little bit hot in here. And poor Bentley is laying outside the door because Mommy did not let him in. Because I just didn't. I probably should let him in because it's not a Cinnamon Stitches video without Bentley. So let me go grab him. Now I know I'm going to get asked the question because someone is always curious what's actually under my dress. I would love to say that there's a slip-on under this dress because that would make sense. My slip, my one and only nude colored slip, is actually in storage packed away with a lot of my summer clothes. And I am not going in there to dig through, so we're just making do. So what instead I have on is I have a sports bra on over my regular bra just because my bra is really flowery and I didn't want the flowers to be evident. And I have a pair of shorts on just for the thighs rubbing. Totally optional. I often wear shorts under my dress. I wear legging shorts or chub rub shorts or boxer shorts under my dresses just because a chub rub is a real thing. And yeah, other than that, I don't actually think this dress is see-through. I think you might be able to see the roses that are on my bra because they're really, really bright and bold. But yeah, I absolutely would have zero problems wearing this dress with just a slip underneath, or honestly with nothing underneath and just my underwears. Well, short. I gotta wear shorts because I'm fat and my legs rub. Something is itching my back. I don't know what it is. It'll be fine. It's going to irritate me. And I can't quite get in there to... I think it's... There. It's the bra. Not that you guys needed to know that, but I'm itchy. Alright. And I'm also really hot. And that reminds me, because it feels like the AC is off. And I know I'm going to be asked about the Joanne sign. The Joanne sign is right here. And the reason I moved the Joanne sign is because the one and only air conditioning register in this room is under this shelf. And the Joanne sign was stopping the air from flowing through. So it was just, this room was starting to get real hot, which is why I took the sign down and put it over here for now. It will absolutely go up in my next office whenever that happens, because I'm getting real frustrated with the slow snail progress of the house issues. We'll get to that later, maybe, maybe not. Alright, so what else have I made this week? I've made quite a bit this week because Amigurumi take me no time at all, and that's pretty much all. No, I made a blanket. I'm obsessively moving the cup back and forth. I don't know why. I already recorded one video this morning because I had I'm recording this on Friday. In case you don't know, because I did get a comment the other day where somebody was really irritated. I would rather just watch your videos as they come out. I don't like that you pre-record them. And I had to set her straight, ma'am, I pre-record all of my videos since the beginning of this channel. I schedule them out. There's not another way to do it. I do not have all this free leisure time to come on every single day, sit, and my videos come on at 8 a.m. Do you think I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning to record and edit a video so that's up at 8? No. I actually am in bed at night with my husband. So, calm down. It ain't that serious. Anyway. What was I saying? I've made a lot this week. There, that's better. Like I said, my head is hurting. So I'm trying to... Did I say my head's hurting? See, I can't even keep track of what I've said already. Today's Friday because I don't work on the weekends. I record and schedule things out on the weekend, but I don't work on the weekends. That's family time. So if you see a Saturday and Sunday video, rest assured it was absolutely recorded a couple days ago. And that reminds me, I also have to probably record a members video today. And a Saturday video because I have plans for Saturday. There's a lot going on. So also today in my world Friday, I got up because Premier released the Koigu pencil boxes on their website. Premier and Koigu are two drastically different companies. Koigu is Canadian and they hand dye, hand paint beautiful, beautiful yarn. It's one of my favorite yarns in the whole world. And I have quite a bit of Koigu because I am a Koigu lover, aficionado, if you will. And so when it was told to me from a couple people in the Facebook group that, hey, did you see Koigu is on Premier Yarns? I flipped my lid. I flipped out. I lost my crap. Like, I got up and immediately put a video out on Friday because I knew I had a video coming out on Friday afternoon because Premier was releasing the new yarn that you will have already saw. And I had to put up that second video because, oh my god, I was so excited. I actually felt like emotional about it because it's like my two worlds colliding. My really fancy high-end bougie yarns meeting my affordable priced acrylics that I love, and cotton that I love so, so much. Like, it was so, so beautiful to see that. I was excited about the Rasta, but to see Koigu be presented in that way because... And the reason it was so exciting to me is because Koigu is not as well known as Malabrigo or a lot of other like fancy bougie wool yarns. And I only knew about it from Michigan Fine Yarns. So I really wanted the world to see, hey, like, you can get Koigu too. I really wish he would stop stomping up and down those stairs. My big giant flat-footed boy. He just... And I don't know if he took his medicine. Hang on, let me mom duty for a minute. There may be arguing in the background because I had put Juju in charge of making sure he took his morning medicine because the other day he fooled me. He's like, I took it, and he did not take it. And life has been really crazy. I'm back to driving my niece to work every morning because she's working again in the summertime. And so she still doesn't have her driver's license. Mr. Cinnamon is on that job entirely. He's got her scheduled for her driver's test. She's got money in the bank to buy herself a car. So hopefully this is not an all summer situation, but it very well may be. So because I've been gone in the morning taking her to work, he told me he took his medicine and he I know that he didn't. And I can't make him take it in front of me, not being 100% positive that he's not being truthful to me, because if he takes 2 of those, we're in trouble. So like, it's just so freaking frustrating. So I told you to go watch him take it. Watch him physically put it in his mouth. Because he is impossible to live with if he does not take his medication. If you don't know, he is severe ADHD with some other issues mixed in with that. And so that medicine keeps him alive. I'm just going to say that. Because I will pound on it. I don't pound on my kids, but you know what I'm saying. He just drives me crazy. He's unbearable if he doesn't take his medicine even one day. Absolutely unbearable. So I told you all of that. Please don't judge me as a parent. I am doing the absolute best I can. And his well-being is absolutely my top priority always. Always. So with that being said, the new yarn released on Friday, the trendy yarn. And I immediately wanted to play with it because I played with it in the video where I was showing you guys the yarn. So if you don't know, this is the basic trendy in all its glorious 9 brand new variegated colors. So when I was working this up in the video, I made a granny square just to see what it would look like, and I was like, oh, it's so cute. I need to make a granny square blanket. So this took 2 skeins of the trendy. I used the colors Gelato, which is this one, and Coast, which is this one. This is Coast. There's a little bit of Gelato in the middle because I had some left over. And then I used the green, the real bold green is Spring Green in just Premier Basics. So I made this cute little baby blanket. We'll hold it this way because it's easier to see that way. And it's just granny squares and a granny rectangle on top. And this is given doll cottage. Like, you know, like little dollhouse, doll cottage. It's just so cute. And even though it says trendy, this is reading very traditional to me, the colorways. Because I think it's so pretty. I just did granny. I did five row grannies. And then for the 5th row of the granny, I joined as I went. I did join as you go. And there are some places where there's an obvious ridge because the way that I held it together when I was doing join as you go. But I think that will stretch out and wash out because this side I can't see it at all. And then I did 9 of the Gelato. So all of the granny squares are the Gelato. And I was like, okay, that ain't big enough for nothing but a baby doll. And so then I added a granny rectangle in the Coast colorway. And there's obviously all of the Spring Green is the regular basics. And while Spring Green is not a color in either one of these colorways, see, I mixed some in here. It absolutely brought out the other colors of these 2 colorways. And then of course I did some rows of border. So I also made a baby blanket this week. I finished my dress, I made a baby blanket, and the rest is Amigurumi because I love Amigurumi now. And it's weird because I hated Amigurumi for a very long time. It hurts my hands, and it still hurts my hands. It really does. I'm not the biggest fan of blanket style yarn or chenille yarn for a lot of reasons. But oh my god, I have just been enjoying it. And I think the reason I'm enjoying Amigurumi so much is because it's fast. So this dress, I said, took almost 3 weeks. And it absolutely took almost 3 weeks. Just adjusting you guys a little bit. I feel like I don't like the angle of that. All right. The blanket took me, honestly, I think I did it in 12 hours. Start to finish. With which means I finished it in one day because I started working on it in the morning when I recorded the video, and as I was doing other stuff during the day I was working on it, so it wasn't like 12 straight hours, because you can make a granny square and get up and go make dinner. You can do a granny square and then get up and go do whatever, and granny squares take me all of 15 minutes to do 5 rows. Like, it's nothing at all to do a granny square. And because I did join as you grow, you go, sewing was not a problem. I just crocheted it on, you know, and I went about my business. But amigurumi, some of them take much longer, like my sleeping dinosaurs. The turtles take a little longer because I have to sew on the feet and the head and the body and the shell and all that stuff. But some of these things that I made took no time at all. Like, no time at all. And it was fun. And yeah, so before we get to the amigurumi, I did a little needle felting this week. I made this from a Dollar Tree kit, which I did a whole video showing you. I reviewed the Dollar Tree full wool. My brain is going faster than my mouth can keep up. Wool felting kit from the Dollar Tree was $1.25, and everything was in the kit to make a felted elephant. I put it over there, I think. I also have a kit for the giraffe. Yeah, I think I put it over there. And I wanted to review the kit, but I also realized that there's not directions on there. And yes, you can kind of figure it out as you go, but I wanted to do a tutorial, not an official tutorial. I wanted to show you guys me making the elephant on camera. So there was a whole lot of me felting and just talking while we went. And I was showing you how I was doing it and all that stuff. And I just love the way this turned out. It's so stinking cute. And it's just a little elephant with a heart ear and a little heart on his trunk. Now, if you don't know, my son, when I was pregnant with him, everything was themed elephants. And I wanted to go for Dumbo because Dumbo had released some baby stuff, and like, you never see Dumbo. Like, Dumbo is one of those characters they just don't do stuff on. And so when I was pregnant with little man 10 years ago, I got him Dumbo bedding and little Dumbo onesies, and like everything was elephant and Dumbo themed for his room. And then my sister found, my mom collected angels, and she had all kinds of angels. She collected specific Dreamsicle angels and the Seraphim collection from, I don't remember. She got them at the Christian bookstore, the Catholic bookstore. They're the Seraphim angels. They were expensive, and I have a couple of them. They all have broken arms or hands, or like they're all chipped and broke. But she loved collecting angels, and my sister had a lot of it because she lived with my mom when my mom passed away. And so she's all, you're not going to believe what's in my collection of mom's angels. And I said, what? And she had one of the, I think it's the Dreamsicle angels with an elephant. And I was like, are you kidding me? Because when you have a child after your mom has passed away, like, you just want your mom to experience that and be there for you and be there for the baby. And like, there's this huge loss when you're pregnant after a parent dies, specifically your mom. And she found this angel with an elephant. I was like, I have never seen that before. I had no clue mom had that. She's all, I didn't know mom had it, and it's been in my house. And so she gave it to me. I still have it. It's in my china cabinet. And so, like, the elephants are just not elephants. Like, they have a special meaning to me. And so when I saw this, I was like, oh, it's so cute. And then when it came to life on camera and it looked so much like the photograph, I was so proud of this. And even Juju was impressed. Juju does wool felting too. And she's all, I miss it. I was like, so why haven't you done it? She's all, because I don't want to use your supplies. I was like, dude, I gave you the supplies. She goes, they're back here. She's all, well, I don't want to go in your room and take stuff. I gave you the supplies. If you want to wool felt. I have plenty of supplies. It's not expensive. They have kits at the Dollar Tree now. Like, go wool felt. She enjoys it. She likes stabby, which I did say in the video. So I wool felted this week. I also took this yarn that we showed in last week's video, and I transformed it. So this is Yarn Bee Chunky Knit Velvet in the color Paradise Frost. It is a big giant rope, okay? And the retail price on it is $22.49 for a grand total of 40 yards. $22 for 40 yards of yarn. You just wrap your head around that, okay? But it was on clearance for $5 and I think 62 cents. It's really hard to see that. Are you going to focus or what? Okay. When I saw this in another lady's video, I thought immediately when she showed what it was, I was like, I wonder how easy it would be to unravel that. So I did talk about that in the Hobby Lobby clearance video, but also my members got to watch me unravel it. This one cake of 40 yards turned into both of these. This combined is one ball. Okay? Do you see how much chenille yarn this is? I told you he was going to call. I told you he was going to call. Hang on. Alright. He's just checking in on me. Look at how pretty this is. So this big giant rope unraveled, turned into this beautiful multicolored chenille. But that's not it, folks, because I actually turned it into a sleeping baby. Is that not stinking cute? I am so glad I picked some of this yarn up and unraveled it. And I'm glad that I have so much of it because I bought 3 of these. Now this dinosaur took, it took one of these cakes, the smaller size cake. But remember that one ball made this and this. So the one ball will probably make 3 of the sleeping dinos. They're not all going to be sleeping dinos, but is he not cute? Hang on, we gotta do his arms like this and his little head to the side. I love this yarn, and the purple is the purple chenille yarn I got from the Stash Goals bag from Premier Yarns, which I just think is so pretty with him. Like, it really matched the purple that's in the colorway. And I'm having so much fun making these sleeping dinosaurs. I had a couple people ask me, because I've had so many people contact me about these babies already. Like, several people wanted this one, so he already has a new home. This one has a new home. I just have to get them sent off. So I was thinking about, instead of me making a whole bunch of them for everybody to buy, because I've had so many people contact me, I was thinking about making a tutorial on how to make him, because I have changed the pattern drastically from the Michaels kit. So it's technically the Michaels kit, but I've changed so many things on it. It's not the same pattern anymore. And because that kit got clearanced out, like, people can't really buy the kit anyway, so isn't he just cute? Isn't he just cute? He almost looks like a horse or a pony on this side, so I guess you could, without the ridge thing, could make him a pony. Because the ears were an addition. He didn't have ears. The original pattern didn't have ears, and this is not the original pattern. There's like a lot of things I changed, but isn't he cute? I also changed his nostrils from the original pattern. I love this yarn so much, and it was so nice to work up. So the work of unraveling it, which was not really work at all, I just put it on the caker and I pulled some and I caked it, and I pulled some and I caked it. I just love the way that this colorway turned out. So there's that. Alright, you can go back to sleep now on your little blankie. Then my niece asked me for some F-bombs. And if you don't know what an F-bomb is, okay, when someone says they're dropping an F-bomb, they're saying the F word, okay? And my niece asked me to make some F-bombs, and I was like, okay, but I mean, I don't have any black yarn, so I ordered black yarn. I ordered the Stash Goals bag in the color black. They're only $5 for this. Just 2 big old balls. 400, it's 400 grams. 400 grams, 14 ounces, $5 on Premier Yarns website. And I ordered the black because I don't have black chenille. Well, I did have black chenille. I was gifted some in Happy Mail, and this is how much I have left of the black chenille. The dollar store did not at the time have black chenille, which now they do, because, I mean, why would they have it before I ordered the big bag? That doesn't make sense. Although it's a much better deal to get the big bag for $5 instead of a little ball for $1.25. Anyway, the pattern I followed was from Mama's Crochet or something like that. Crocheting Mom. The website is crochetmom.com or something like that. I will try to remember to link it below. So this is her pattern. And I did it, except I didn't add the flamey parts on it because I didn't feel like it. I also didn't feel like digging through my yarn to find red and yellow acrylic yarn to make the flames. So it's flameless, but other than that, I made some F-bombs. You can tell that it's a bomb. And I threw a bunch of them at my daughter last night. She was laying in the doggy bed with her dog. If you don't know, my doggy bed is actually, it was marketed as a human dog bed for the purpose of you laying down with your dog in the doggy bed. It was $70 and it is a human-sized dog bed with the intention of you taking a nap on the floor with your dog. So there's memory foam in the bottom, there's memory foam all the way around the rim. It is long enough for a 6-foot man to lay in because I have 4 dogs. And all 4 dogs fit in it with a human. Okay, so very often, one or both of my girls will lay in the doggy bed just because it's comfortable to lay on, and maybe all the chairs on the couch are taken up. So Juju is laying in the doggy bed with her dog because she got home from work, had a rough day. So I was dropping F-bombs on her. I was chucking them at her head. So this is her pattern as written. And it's cute and it's cool. And then I was like, okay, what can I do to make the F look a little better? Okay. So I came in here looking for something that had a little more pizzazz. And I found this. And I believe this is yarn from a thrift store situation. It might not be, but I think it is. And I was like, okay, we need some sparkly Fs, okay? Because we just need to be extra. So then I made this F-bomb, which was not at all following her patterns. It was me kind of remembering how to do it and then playing with it, okay? So as you can see, I changed up the F. The F is sparkly on the inside because it got that gold. I did a red border around it. The ball is bigger, but also this is dollar store chenille. This is the black chenille from the Stash Goal bags. So I'd use a bigger hook because it's a fatter yarn. Okay, so that's why it's bigger. And I didn't follow the pattern. And so I got the 2 black F-bombs. And I was like, okay, but I need a pretty F-bomb. Okay? Because black is whatever. So I got out my purple. And I made an F-bomb with a gold F on it. I made a bunch of Fs. I have extra Fs laying around. I just sat and made a bunch of Fs. And then I made F-bombs to go with them. So the purple F-bomb makes me happy. And my niece, when she sees this one, is probably going to take it because she loves purple. She just graduated from James Madison University. Their colors are purple and gold. And so I have no doubt she's going to steal this one. But I do have more purple to make more purple F-bombs. So we made a purple F-bomb. And then I wanted to be extra, extra girly. So I pulled out my Bloom chenille from Premier Yarns and I made a really girly F-bomb. Because, and the whole time I was making this one, I was thinking of my mom because my mom hated the F word. She actually wouldn't even let us say the word fart. Like, that was a dirty, bad word and we would get punished if we said fart. Okay? We were not, we had to say fluffy or, what else did she make us say? she would use the word poop instead of fart, like you pooped, but no, it was a fart. Yeah, so like she was a weird woman, okay? Like she was highly offended by a lot of really stupid things that she shouldn't have been offended by. But when I was making this one, all I can think about is I would probably have given this one to my mother because just to mess with her, okay? Just to mess with her, because she hated any of us girls. She was very like, that's not ladylike, Jennifer. Because when I was in trouble, I was always Jennifer. And so she, like, I didn't sit properly, I didn't wear dresses properly, I hated makeup and getting my hair done. So I was like the opposite, the absolute polar opposite of what she considered feminine and girly, and I was incorrect with everything. So this one is an ode to my mother, because I am both feminine and I say the F word a lot. So, isn't this beautiful the way this worked up? So this is the Bloom Chenille color. I don't remember what the colorway was. I don't think I have the label. Ah, I do. Look at that. This is the colorway Tulip. Bloom Chenille. And I got this on a really good deal on Premier Yarns website. So I have the pink. I also have some white with blue and green flowers. But how cute is that? I mean, I just really liked making the F-bombs. And then once I got done with the pink one, I was like, all right, I don't want to make any more for a couple days because I got bored with it. And I was like, I'm just done. So dropping the F-bombs. And then I had some of the pink chenille left over. And I was like, I'm going to make a turtle because a turtle. And actually, I think I'm going to give this one to Juju because she is absolutely in love with this. So the head is based off of a tutorial from Ella. Her channel is No Catchy Name, and just look up her turtle pattern. So type in No Catchy Name turtle and it will pop up. She has 2 versions of a turtle in one tutorial. I only followed the head pattern for hers, okay? Everything else is just me. And yes, it looks very similar to hers because, I mean, a turtle's a turtle. Is a turtle, okay? I've been making turtles a really long time, but the head is absolutely hers. And if you want to replicate something very similar to this, she has the entire pattern there. And she also has the sea turtle, which has different legs and different head. And it's all in one tutorial, so you can go make yourself some turtles. And this one is an ice cream scoop turtle because that's what that reminded me of, is an ice cream scoop. So I used the Bloom Chenille for the top shell. I used gray chenille from the dollar store for the bottom shell. And then the green is Posh. It is the Posh yarn from Joann's. And then I used my eyes, my kawaii eyes from Amazon. His feet are attached to the shell. The tail I attached after it was all done. It's not a big deal, it's just a tail. And that's my little ice cream turtle. But it will probably be a gift for Juju because her birthday is... Actually, her birthday's probably today. Today the 23rd. Yeah, happy birthday, Juju. I made you a turtle. Wish Juju a happy birthday in the comments. Today is her 20th birthday. If you don't know who Juju is, she is my beautiful daughter. She has been in several videos. She is the love of my life. I have pictures of her, hang on. That's me and my baby girl at a Fall Out Boy concert. Mommy was dancing very hard, that's why my hair is so atrocious. And then I have better pictures of her, but I'm not going to go fishing for them because, I mean, if you don't know who she is. So she's getting a bee, a rainbow bee. Did I give it to her already? No, it's back there. And she's going to get a turtle for her birthday. Isn't he cute? So, I think that's everything I made this week. But the turtle makes me super happy. And I feel really, really super accomplished because not only did I finish my dress, I made a baby blanket, I made a sleeping dragon, I made 4 F-bombs and a turtle. And I felted an elephant this week. We're going to call that a successful week. On top of all the other crap I've done. Alright, now, this is the part of the video where I get into personal. we're going to rewind it back a little bit, because last weekend I pre-recorded my Monday Makes video before we went, because I often record it on Friday, so I have the weekend off. We went to a special of Disney event we went to Richmond. Disney has a club called D23, and I am a D23 member. It's a paid membership. As a matter of fact, it's renewing in July. It's not cheap, but there are a lot of benefits. I get a magazine that comes to me. It was every month, and now I think they're doing it quarterly or something, which I think all print things are going that route, where they're giving you less and less for the same price, which drives me crazy. And then I have special access to certain events for D23 members only, and I get early access to some stuff, and I could purchase certain merchandise that only D23 members can purchase and whatever. So I got an email, I think it was a couple months ago, and they were like, we're doing a Goofy movie on the road. A Goofy movie is a movie that I watched as a teenager. My kids have all watched it, and Juju used to watch it on VHS a lot. And I just have always loved a Goofy movie, and it's crazy because as a 45-year-old woman now I have raised 3 adults, and I have a 10-year-old son, the movie, the parenting aspect strikes so much closer to home now. And it just hits a lot harder now than it did when I was a teenager. And I just enjoyed the music. And when you're a teenager and you're watching the movie, you're on Max's side all the way. Like, oh, parents are so, overbearing and all this stuff. And like, he just wants to go. And now as a parent, I'm like, if Max would have just talked to Goofy, Goofy would have absolutely changed his plans for Max. Max would be a little jerk face. And, you see the movie from a different aspect when you have kids and you've been through life, And so when they announced that they were doing the special showing, I was like, oh, that's cool. Now, tickets were not cheap. And you get a free prize pack with it. So I got a Disney pin for a Goofy movie, which is a limited release pin that you can only get at the event. And I collect pins. My daughter collects pins. So I was like, okay, that's a win. And then they gave us sunglasses, and they gave us a little pennant for a Goofy movie from Lester's Possum Park. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about, okay? And so I was like, oh, it's fun. We got this whole little prize bet. And everyone that came to the showing got one. So I bought tickets for my 4, and then I bought one for RJ because RJ really likes the movie. Now, if you're a Disney fanatic like I am and my family is, there's a certain level of Disney fanaticism that most people don't live up to that level. And then when they see Disney, adults are like, ew, what is wrong with you? Okay, but it's really just adults reliving some childhood thing that has been broken them, or they didn't get to have a good childhood, so they're reliving it, or maybe they had a really good childhood and they just don't want to let go of that. Whatever the reason is, the Disney adults are the way they are. Me and Mr. Cinnamon didn't have real good childhoods, so we look at it like we're giving our kids something we never had, but also like we're nurturing the inner child that lives inside all of us, And I've said this on the channel before, I absolutely, like when I'm at Disney World, the characters are real, they're alive, oh my god, I'm actually hugging Mickey. Like in my brain, I know what reality is, but I choose to live in the childhood fantasy world. It's amazing to be at my age and state in life and to be able to still do that, because a lot of adults just can't. Or maybe they choose not to, I don't know. So for me, there's so much magic in Disney. So much that they just do certain things right, And so I was really excited to go to the screening of I think it's the 30th anniversary of a Goofy movie. The 30th or the 25th? It's got to be the 25th because I'm not that old. It might be the 30th. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. I was very excited. RJ gets to go to his first Disney thing with us. He's never been to Disney World. He's never been to a Disney park. That's another story entirely. So I was excited to take him because he loves a Goofy movie. He hasn't seen very many Disney movies. He wasn't raised on Disney movies. Okay, he was raised on horror flicks and playing the guitar. So lots of reasons why I was excited. I had no idea how Disney this event was going to be. Okay? So if you've ever been to Disney World, Disneyland, you know that they just take things a step further. Okay? I thought, we're getting a prize pack, we're going to go sit down, and maybe they'll have some stuff going on before the show, and then we watch the movie and we leave, is what I thought was going to happen. That was not at all what happened, okay? The entire movie was an event. So, and it was audience participation. So there's this woman who's very lively, and she's very excited. She's the DJ, the VJ, if you will. She's at the front of the theater, and she's like, okay, we got some rules, and they gave us a map with stickers so we could follow the map and put stickers along the route Goofy and Max were taking across the United States. Lester's Possum Park is on there. When they sing Open Road is on there. Like, all these cute little stickers are along the map. So they have you do that, and they do sticker stop with signs going across the front of the theater every time they tell you to put a new sticker on. I couldn't see in the dark theater, and they did give you a glow light, but even with that, like, I had to keep putting my glasses on. I couldn't see. I was like, I'm not doing the sticker stop thing. Okay, but every time Roxanne's name was mentioned in the movie, which is about 167 times, the audience is supposed to go, ooh. There's a line that Pete says like 3 or 4 times in the movie, and he tells Goof, put Max under your thumb, Goof. And every time he does that, you're supposed to boo to Pete. Okay? So there was absolutely audience participation. And they wanted you to sing and dance with the songs in the movie. Okay? My husband, when I first met him, was very masculine, very, very strong, like, men don't act that way. He hated going to the thrift store because it was embarrassing. He had very strong ideas about how a man should act, and he didn't dance, and he didn't act silly in public, and he didn't like public displays of affection in public. So, over the years, I have kind of melted those really stupid rules that were ingrained in him that I didn't agree with. And so I kind of melted the rules. We love going to the thrift store. Public displays of affection. I mean, we're not groping each other, but like, he kisses me in public, he hugs me in public, he sometimes touches my butt in public. Whatever, right? And he dances now. Does he dance good? Does he know what he's doing? No. But he's absolutely careless, carefree, does not give a crap what other people think anymore. And to go from what he was to what he is now is like crazy. And I had to change my battery. And all my batteries are in the other room. I'll be right back. Bentley is eating right here because the other dogs ate and he was hungry. So if I put his food, you'll see a little fat girl right here. She will steal his food and he will back away and let her have it. So we have to keep Ponyo separated because he submits to her, so he's eating. So if that crunching bothers you, go ahead and come back later. It'll be fine. So there was a lot of just special moments that Disney put into the screening of the movie. And when they were singing Open Road, they had a big giant blow up, think beach ball. It was a blow up car with headlights and stuff on it for the Goofy movie. So Goofy and Max were in the car, like it was just a big blow up, like a beach ball. And she says, and this is hilarious, she's like, we're going to see how good Virginia drivers really are. And she put it in the audience, and they're supposed to steer it up and down crowd surf style, okay? This big giant car. And everybody kind of snorted because saying that we'll see how Virginia drivers are. Yeah, that's hilarious because they're really, really awful drivers. Okay, they are just so bad. And it went up and it's going around the theater, right? And then it hits the ground like it crashed off of the crowd. And she's all, do you guys really drive that bad here in Virginia? Everybody just burst into laughter because the answer is an astonishing yes. They all drive that bad. Okay, and then in the scene where they're camping and they're in the car because Bigfoot is like raiding their camp, and Goofy's telling the Hi Dad soup story. So, alphabet soup. He's heating up a can of alphabet soup to feed Max because Max was hungry. And they're stuck in the car because Bigfoot is out there. Okay? And he's telling the story about Hi Dad soup. And Max is like, what are you talking about? He's like, you always used to spell cute things with your soup like Hi Dad and et cetera, right? And so at the end of that, Max finishes his soup and he hands his cup to Goofy. And at the bottom of the cup, it says Hi Dad. Okay? I'm gonna cry even saying this story. I cried hysterically in the theater, okay? The front row of the theater, they were handed, again, like beach balls, but they weren't beach balls. They were letters. They were blow-up letters that lit up in the color of the noodles that said, Hi Dad. And the front row held it up when the scene was happening, when he hands Goofy the Hi Dad cup. Juju looks over at RJ, and RJ is getting emotional, and she looks over at me. She goes, oh, are you crying? And I mean, they were streaming giant crocodile tears. Like, I was crying so hard that they held up the Hi Dad. I mean, I was just crying, right? Because in the movie, he tells Max, he's like, Max is all, I'm grown up, Dad. And Goofy responds, he's all, I know, I just want to be a part of your life. Any parent that has children that are growing up knows what that feels like. I just want to be a part of your life. Cried hysterically. And she goes, are you crying? And RJ thought she was talking to him. He goes, no, leave me alone. So I looked over at RJ, who's on the other side of Juju. And I was like, she's talking to me. I'm crying. And then, the end of the movie, the Powerline concert, she has everybody, she tells everybody, she's all right, you gotta dance, we're at the Powerline concert. And we all had, like, they gave us lanyards, like, to say we had backstage access type things, which we got to bring home. We had glow lights. We were supposed to, like, dance with the glow lights. We're supposed to stand up, dance. If you can't stand up, don't stand up. If you don't want to stand up, don't stand up, but dance, sing your lungs out, okay? I stood up. And there were little kids walking around handing out pool noodles that lit up. They're like this big. They're just to wave around. And if you were standing up, you got handed a light up pool noodle, which was kind of cool. We didn't get to keep those though. I was bummed about that. Yes, they're from the dollar store, but I wanted to keep it. So I'm dancing and singing, right? And she's on, if you really want to, you can come up to the front stage area underneath the screen. She's on, come dance. And my husband, who has been going through a really rough time the past year, you guys know I've talked about it on the channel. He's been very just not himself. He's not been the Chris that I know and love. He's been very just shut down, just unhappy, sad, miserable, angry, just all of the things since Grandma died. Very closed off, even, and it's hard to reach him. It's been difficult. I'm not going to pretend it hasn't been. He stood up and was dancing. He was in the row right in front of me just so that we had more room and we were closer together. And we could pass popcorn back and forth, you know. So him and Little Man were in the row in front of me. And me and Juju and RJ were in the row right behind him because it was a packed theater, sold out. And so, and we were also on the end of the aisle because if you're a fat person, you don't know. If you sit at the end of the aisle, you have a little bit of spillage over room if you're like too fat for your seat. Like, gives you a little bit of room. But I've lost enough weight that I had room in my seat. But I mean, that's something that fat people go through, okay? So we were sitting on the end, and me and him were standing up, and all three of the kids were just sitting there. Like, they were singing, but they weren't, like, you know, whatever. Mom and Dad's being stupid. And RJ, who has never been to one of these Disney events ever in his life, let alone with us, I told him a while ago, if I ever take him to Disney, there are very big rules he has to follow because I've taken both of my sisters and their children to Disney, and I would not take any of them ever again. The kids, yeah, not the adults. And the reason being is because They can't escape reality. They can't look beyond the costume, and they can't be in the fantasy world. They can't, or maybe they won't. I don't know. They just were miserable. They were miserable at Disney. My sister's husband, I will never go on vacation with him again, let alone to a Disney trip. Like, it was miserable. And I did not enjoy it. Like, it complained about everything. The hotel, the expensive hotel we upgraded for them. Like, nothing was good enough. Nothing was, like, it was. I told him, I was like, if I ever take you to Disney World, which we plan on it, you have to not say stuff about, oh, their costume, they must be hot in that costume, because that's Mickey Mouse stand there, that's Stitch stand there, that's not a person in a costume, and that's the rule. And if you can't abide by that, that's cool, but like, keep your mouth shut. Like, I'm there. I'm in that mindset, you know? And I've told him some of the stories, and he was even offended on my behalf for some of the stuff my sisters did. Well, one of my sisters wasn't so bad. It was her husband that was the problem. But my other sister was just a miserable mope at Disney World. She was so terrible. I was like, you're never going with me again. I'm not doing that to myself. Anyway, so I told him that. And so at this Disney event, I was gauging him, his participation level, his willing to put himself in that world, because he's a 20-year-old, well, he's 19, I think. He's a hardcore rocker, black clothes constantly, long black curly hair. You guys have seen RJ, okay? He's very metalcore. He's very metal, okay? But there's also this really soft, sweet part of him that I absolutely just am head over heels in love with this boy, okay? And I know I shouldn't feel that way about my daughter's boyfriend, but he's such, like, I see his heart, and I've absolutely adopted him to be my child, okay? And I know some of you have warned, don't do that, because if they break up, you're going to get your heart broke, but so be it, okay? I loved him when he needed to be loved, and he buys me sugar-free chocolate all the time. He's like, here, Mom. Well, he doesn't call me Mom. He's never actually said my name either. I don't know what he calls me when he's talking about me, but, like, he just treats my daughter really well. And he cares about me, too. And he's just, I just adore him. I really do. So anyway, Mr. Cinnamon and I are stand-up dancing to the Powerline concert, and she says, you can come down and dance. And Mr. Cinnamon turns around and grabs my hand very hard. He's like, come on! And he yanks me down the stairs to the front where all these little tiny kids are at. And there was 3 adults, maybe. You can tell they were clearly Disney adults that were down there. And we're just dancing at the Powerline concert, you know? And it gave me a glimpse that my husband is still in there behind all the crap he's going through. Like, I'm like, he's still there. And it made me feel happy. It made me feel so happy that he's still there. Because it has felt like I have lost him for a little while. Like, he's not there. He's not available. He's shut off. And I was just so happy to dance with him at the front of the theater. And about halfway through the song, I'm like, oh crap, RJ is watching. What is he thinking? He's got to be embarrassed. Juju has to be embarrassed. And I look up. And they are smiling from ear to ear, laughing. Just not embarrassed at all. And it made me so happy. It made me so happy. Like, it was such a good day. It was such a good day. Now my niece was absolutely unhappy because she wanted to go. They only let me buy 5 tickets. And when I bought the tickets, she wasn't here. She was away at college, so I didn't think to buy her a ticket. And I didn't mean to hurt her feelings, but she absolutely got hurt feelings with that. She feels like I've replaced her with RJ, and there's jealousy issues there, but she's got her own trauma that she is fighting through. And of course, I'm her safe place, so I'm the one that is the brunt of all of that. But I also took on that role, and I've had that role since she was very, very small. Like, I'm her safe place, and I absolutely put up boundaries that I only let her take that so far, but I also am very lenient and understanding with she's just processing, and that's how she processes. but also don't talk to me like that. Don't treat me like that. I don't deserve it. So, yeah, there's all that. It was a really good weekend last weekend. This weekend, I have to grocery shop because I had a bowl of spinach for breakfast, and it was canned spinach at that, because there's nothing to eat in this house, and I'm broke as a joke. And I don't get paid for a couple more days. YouTube they used to pay on the 20th, and then it became the 21st, and because the 21st is the weekend, I probably won't get paid until today while you're watching this video. So this weekend I'm broke, so me and Mr. Cinnamon are going to go buy some groceries. I don't really have anything else planned, so the weekend's probably not going to be real eventful. It's also going to be really ridiculously, grossly hot. It's going to be near 100 degrees Fahrenheit all week here in Virginia, and we have a lot of humidity. Now, the humidity is not as bad as Florida per se, but it's real close. So if the humidity in Florida is 99%, it's probably 89% here, which is still unbearable. It makes the air thick and hard to breathe. You go outside and you feel like you're literally melting because the water vapor just kind of like sticks to your skin. Although we could take the kids to the water park this weekend. We do have tickets. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's also Juju's birthday, so we'll probably go get her a gluten-free cake. And she wants to go to H Mart for her birthday, so I'm going to take her all the way up north to H Mart. And we're going to go have a little shopping spree, me, her, and RJ. She's also been working like crazy. She got a lot going on. She's not only been working, she worked a lot of hours this past week because there's like a big sale at her work. And so they needed her, so she worked extra hours, but also she's running the shop. Like her little Etsy shop. So, and she had so many orders the past 2 weeks. And she's really, really grateful for anyone who supports her shop. So on behalf of her, I know that she is so, so grateful to you guys for still she was worried. She said, it's been a long time. Like, maybe they forgot about me. Maybe they don't like my stuff anymore. And I was like, baby, just put it in there, see what happens. And I was like, come on a video. I know that you make good stuff. I know that they're going to buy your stuff. And she's like, all right. She was really worried about it. And then I got a message today, Friday, and they were like, she doesn't have anything in her shop anymore. I was like, she probably sold out. But she is a 20-year-old adult, so don't contact me in regards to her shop. Not that person, but I've had people say, my order's not here yet. And why are you contacting me? She's an adult. Go contact her. She handles that, not her mom, the adult. So if like there's ever an issue, she responds when she can. Usually within a day or two, and she fixes the problem if there's a problem. She's very good about that. I've taught her well. She's a very good adult, and she's not going to rip you off. I promise you that. So don't contact me. I have nothing to do with her business. I don't keep an eye on it. I don't keep track of her finances with that. She is a grown adult. That is her thing. Okay? And I'm not going to handle it on her behalf, so don't contact me. Not that there should be any issues, because I watch her pack the orders and ship them out. But also keep in mind, she goes when she can because she works. And the post office is nowhere near my house. So, yeah. There's not much to really talk about in regards to my health. Nothing much has changed. I'm just kind of riding the wave and trying to figure things out as I go. I feel okay. This week it's been pretty good. I haven't had any hives this week. I haven't had any major health issues this week. I feel fine. Knock on wood. It's been a good week. I got a lot accomplished, a lot done. I have a beautiful new dress that I can wear now. And honestly, I think I have a better chance of wearing this than any of the other stuff I have made for myself. Because it's cotton, it's so lightweight because it's a number 2. It's a number 2 weight yarn. And it's soft and it's lightweight and it's airy. And honestly, I'm quite comfortable in it. I forgot I was wearing crochet. I don't feel hot at all. And it was hot when I first came in here because the air wasn't on. So definitely check out this yarn. use my link if you buy any. This is basically the Spring Fling t-shirt, just really long for a dress. Took 2 cakes to make a 3X/4X. And I don't remember how much this yarn costs. It wasn't expensive. Yarn. Oh, the brats across the street are out. You hear them screaming. So it's $9 a cake. So for $18, I have a beautiful dress. $18 and 3 weeks worth of work. I have a beautiful, beautiful dress. And you can make it all in one color. You don't have to do the 2 different colorways like I did, but I really like the way the 2 different colorways came out. That's kind of cool. $18 for this dress and 3 weeks worth of work. And honestly, if I sold this, this would probably be a $125, $150 dress. I'm not going to sell it, but you know what I'm saying? That's a heck of a profit. When I mentioned last week, I think it was, that I was going to sell some of my Amigurumis, I had several people reach out to me. When they come on the Etsy shop, I will let you know. I don't have time in my schedule to list any of them. Juju said she would help me when she gets a little bit of time, because they have to be photographed and listed, and that takes hours and hours and hours worth of work to do. And I'm not going to sell them outside of Etsy. And the reason I say that is because I had quite a few people contact me. They're like, I will buy that. I want that for so-and-so. And I didn't answer any one of them. I answered one. I answered one because I'm sending it. Like I said, 2 of those dinosaurs have sold already. Well, they haven't sold. They're going to a new home. And there's a reason they're going to a new home. But I will list them on Etsy. And when I list them, they will be for sale. And not until I list them will they be for sale. Whether you email me, message me, or anything like that. I'm not going to show preferential treatment to anybody, because you guys are all important to me. And it is easier for me to keep track of everything if it's through Etsy, because there's so much other crap going on in my world. I can't remember what's what, where the address is, where I got the payment at, like none of that. Okay, so I promise you they will get listed and you will have a chance to buy whatever I put in there, and they will be reasonable prices, because I'm not doing it for the profit of it. I'm doing it so that they have a home to go to, someone that will love and appreciate them. Okay, so I just want to say that. If I haven't responded to you, don't take it personal. I had a lot of people reach out to me specifically about that purple dinosaur. And yes, that purple dinosaur is adorable, but she already has a mommy that she's gonna go see. And that's just gonna take time. Oh, I said I was gonna come back to the house thing. I keep saying we're moving this summer, and now like some things have happened that's delaying things. And I pray to God we can move by this fall. I'm feeling so frustrated, but I know that it's not just about what I want. It's about the timing and the finances, and everything has to line up. And things have to fall into place in order for that to happen. And I'm working my butt off to make things happen, but it just seems like everything is working at a snail's pace. And I'm trying not... My husband is the financier of our house, okay? He pays the bills. He takes care of, like, all of that. And because of his mental health, and because of the stress of his job, and because of all the things that are going on in his life, I'm not putting extra pressure on him to get things done faster. So because of that, like, it's just going a lot slower than I want it to go. I wish that I could pack up my entire house and move next week. I so desperately want to get out of this neighborhood. And it's not that I love my house. I love being inside this house. Like, I love the office. There's so many things about this house I just love. I have a lot of good memories here. We've been here for, I think, 13 years now in this house. And we've had some amazing things happen in this house, memories. And it's just the neighbors have made it absolutely unbearable. Like, I can't even sit on my deck or my front porch. Because if I sit on my back deck, I got to deal with the next door neighbor and her grandkids that are out of control. Well, it's just her grandson. Her granddaughter's fine. Just absolutely out of control. If I sit on my front porch, I got to deal with the people across the street. And everyone in the house is batshit crazy. And the kids are constantly screaming and picking on Lucas and just getting all up in my yard and like messing with stuff. And now the kids across the street have decided to play with the little boy next door. So now I can't go in the backyard either because they're all in the backyard. And their backyard is right next to my deck. And it's starting to feel like my house is becoming a prison, that I can't even enjoy the yard. I can't. My dogs can't go in and out freely because the little boy is constantly messing with Bentley specifically. He swung an axe at Bentley's head because there was a gap in the fence. So I made Mr. Cinnamon go fix, because my dog gets hurt, I'm going to go to jail. I'm just saying, okay? And it's just, there's a lot of things that are just like, it feels like it's going at a snail's pace. And I'm just trying to be patient with it. But oh my God, I just want to get out of here so bad. I want to get out of here so bad. And Mr. Cinnamon's still looking. He's looking at property. He's looking at options for property. He's looking at older farmhouses. He's looking at maybe just putting property and putting like a manufactured house on the property, which I'm perfectly happy with. The finances is what's really holding us back right now. Is like, we have to get some things cleared up for our finances. Which is not a lot, but you know, you guys know how it is. We gotta get some things paid off. We gotta get some things fixed around the house. And it's all just going at a snail's pace. And then he sat on the couch the other day. He added a mantle top to my mantle above my fireplace. He's all, I need to rip that mantle off. I said, you're not touching that mantle. He's all, it looks stupid. I said, it's beautiful. You're not touching it. He's all, but it wasn't built like that. I don't care. And if the next homeowner wants to rip it out, they are more than welcome to rip that out. You're not touching my mantle. Because the mantle is this wide normally, and he extended it so it's this big. And all he did was put a real nice piece of oak on top of it. And it's stained, and it's sealed, and it just is sitting on top of the mantle. It's completely adhered on there. It is affixed on there. It is secure. I can hang from it. It ain't going nowhere. But it doesn't match the rest of the mantle. I think it's beautiful. He's on. People aren't gonna like that. They will like it. They're not gonna look that hard at the mantle. Especially if I put stuff up there to make it look nice when we're selling the house. And furthermore, we have also talked about the option of selling to those we buy your house type situations. Yes, they're not going to give us what the house is worth, but they will buy it as is. And so that is also an option, to have them sell the house as is to somebody who is still going to give us well and above what we paid for it. We're still going to make a profit, but maybe not as much of a profit as if we fixed it up and sold it all gussied up. So it's still moving forward. It's just crawling. So with that, I've talked way long enough. I do apologize for keeping you so long, but I'm at the bottom of my soda cup, which means I need to switch to the water. And I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm actually going to record tomorrow's video while I'm sitting here, because I have a cute new kit from Amazon that I want to test out and show you guys, because oh my God, it's so cute. So you're going to want, I think that's going to be tomorrow's video. And I will see you in the next one. I hope this is a beautiful start to a fantastic week for all of us, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye guys.